What the are we doing on this earth, man? Every day, most of us wake up and go to a job that we really don't like, but we can't really quit because we got to get the money to pay the bills that they say it's important to pay. What the is the point of this life, man? We go to grocery stores and buy food that God gave us for free. Why the did we pay for lights? Well, that's just the way it is. You. I'm tired of all this. That's just the way it is, bullshit. This whole fucking system is garbage. America ain't nothing but a big ass fucking plantation, man.
I've thought about this before, and I see like the sovereign citizens of the world make these claims about why should we pay for water, why should we pay for things that grow from the earth, and really, it's not even that you're paying for the item itself. It's more so you're paying for the convenience. You see what I'm saying? You pay for convenience. You pay for the convenience of having the water, quote unquote, cleansed or purified, reverse osmosis. You're paying for that. You're paying for the vegetables to be grown, shipped to your store locally, and you go to purchase it. You know, some of that may be you paying for the item itself, but most of these things are conveniences, making it easier on you. You understand what I'm saying? But we're going to get more into that, but let's keep going.
A big fucking plantation. What the fuck are we doing here? There are days I don't want to be on this earth. And I'm not saying I want to unalive myself and nothing like that. But I'm tired, man. It's like, what the is the point of any of this? To work till we 60, 70 years old? Most of us ain't gonna fucking live to see 50. But we gotta work to maybe retire. Man, fuck you and all that bullshit, man. I don't give a fuck about who president, left, right, and all this dumb shit. I'm tired of this whole fucking game, man. It's a big ass game. It's a big ass charade.
Once you think about it, honestly, the system is rigged in a way. It's rigged in a way that the middle class is punished. The middle class is punished all the way around. So either you make not enough to be dependent on the government, right? Because if you don't make enough money, 9 times out of 10, you're getting some type of government assistance. You see what I'm saying? So you're dependent on everything by the government, right? Or you're in the middle class, somewhere in the middle where you make too much to be eligible for government assistance, but you don't make enough to, let's just say, send your kids to college or, qualify for the vehicle that you want or some stuff like that, or to purchase a home. You don't make that much, but you make too much for government assistance. You see what I'm saying? And then those taxes will eat your ass alive every year, bro. So don't try to go do too much overtime. Don't try to, not have them take as much taxes out throughout the year. And then when tax time come around, they hit you with a big tax bill. They got me like that. You're not going to get away with it. 2 things are certain: death and taxes. That's what they said, right? I forgot who said it, but so when you're in that situation where you can't depend on the government or you depend on the government, you either push forward more, you go a little harder and make your own path and try to become self-sufficient. And, you don't even have to be rich, but make well above the median income to be able to make your own decisions, or you just stay stuck in the middle, get fucked all the way around, and then the only other option is to be a fucking bum, right? And rely solely on the government. Those first 2 options or those last 2, the latter is not where you want to be at. But let's keep going.
America is a fucking plantation. I don't give a what nobody got to say about it, man. This shit is exhausting. Like, I don't even want to look for another job. I'm going to walk in there. They going to ask me, why do you even want this job? It's because I need some fucking money to pay the bills that they tell me is important to pay. Get the fuck out of here, man.
You either depend on the government and just be a bum, in a sense, or you're in that middle class and you're getting everywhere around. So the only really real way to get out of the rat race, have your own type of business, your own type of sustainable income, right? You see what I'm saying? Because like I said, a lot of these things we're paying for are more so the convenience. You ever go into the grocery store and stuff is way cheaper than it is at a convenience store? You see what I'm saying? Convenience store, like a Royal Farms, gas station, those are convenience stores. Places like that, the stuff is marked up like $2, $3, $4 than if you had just bought it in a grocery store. You see what I'm saying? Because you're paying for convenience. When you get something or a drink that's already cold, you're paying for the convenience of that already being cold. Whether if you would have got a 2 liter that was hot, you have to go home and chill it yourself. You see what I'm saying? So these are just some of the, there are nuances to this. And just like electricity, of course, electricity comes from the earth or is natural. Gasoline is natural, but it's the convenience factor. If you don't have these systems set up to be able to produce this stuff yourself, guess what? You have to rely on someone else. So pretty much you have to pay the middleman. That's what they do with insurances, where, okay, you have an insurance agent. You really don't need an insurance agent, but they make you think that you need an insurance agent, and then the insurance agent is taking a cut out of the payment that you're already making to the car insurance company, which is making your bill higher than it needs to be. But you can go direct to the actual company, cut the middleman out all the way. This is all it is. The middleman is trying to get their cut. You see what I'm saying? But let's just face it. Most of us are not going to be able to have the systems or have the knowledge to be able to create electricity or to be able to build shelter and things like that. So you really can't live off the grid. I mean, like I said, unless you got survival skills and want to go that route and you just want to disconnect from everything. But let's just face it, most of us are not going to do that. We are too set in our ways, as a factor, as a convenience factor to, go out into the wilderness and have to deal with stuff like that when you have certain things that you are already accustomed to in the life that you live now, right? So yeah, the only viable option that we have is to try to make some type of online business. Well, that's the best way I think, you would try to do it. Some type of YouTube, anything along those lines. And I'm telling you, people will hate on you for trying to do some stuff like that. They may not believe you at first. Most people are not going to believe anything until it starts working in your favor. When it starts working in your favor, then they want to listen to what you got to say. But until then, you're just going to have to get comfortable with being uncomfortable. You feel what I'm saying? You're just going to have to get comfortable with being uncomfortable. You're going to have to get comfortable with people telling you can't do it or you shouldn't do it. You're going to have to get comfortable until it turns in your favor. I mean, that's just the way of life. That's just the way it is. Or, you can be stuck in the middle, somewhere in the middle, and, being influenced by what your peers and other people that are doing. You see what I'm saying? Getting caught up in, not saying that marriage is the bad thing, but getting caught up in needing to be married, not because, you think this person is the love of your life and that y'all can actually make this work. Getting caught up in the idea, getting caught up in other people doing it, the peer pressure of stuff, going to get a new vehicle because you seen, somebody on Facebook go get another vehicle, brand new, knowing that they cannot make the payments, so they can't, really sustain this type of lifestyle, but they want to portray a lifestyle. You see what I'm saying? You really just gotta lock in, bro. I'm in a situation right now. I'm at a point where I'm getting ready to go into overtime. I want to get these things under control and under wraps. So when I go to focus on my YouTube and when I'm speaking to my audience, I don't feel as though I'm being disingenuous about anything I'm saying. I don't want to be the do what I say, not what I do type. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, to be true to myself and be true to the people that watch me, I just gotta lock in and get some things understood and understand that it has to be done no matter what. So what I'm saying is life is what you make it, right? I have a saying, a quote, life can be a minefield or life can be a gold mine. It all depends on your perspective of life. If you go out here and you are playing that victim mentality or have that victim mentality where everybody is the problem and you have no fault or you have no bearing on how your life is going to go and the trajectory is going to go in, you do. Anything that's concerning you or has to do with you and your autonomy, you have full control over that. You can't control what anybody does or says. but you can control how you react and how you decide to let that affect you. But I don't know. But I do know one thing though. Make sure down y'all across your tees, your boy Alex. Like I said, the content creator will be pinned in the description. And if y'all want to join Discord, make sure y'all hit the link in the description and pin in the first comment. I'll catch y'all in the next one.